Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 22. This is part 7 of our My Team career mode with Brawn GP. Today we have got the Spanish Grand Prix and things have been going incredibly well recently, which culminated in a 5th place finish in Miami, 4th on the grid. I have upped the difficulty a couple of clicks, which is why you see me on the pause menu at the start, just to see if it's the difficulty related. But genuinely, I think maybe the AI were a little bit slower around Miami. I think we were quite fortunate with Australia and Imola, the way the races worked out, and that's why we got big points there. But yeah, Miami, maybe the AI not quite on it. This is usually a track where the AI are pretty good, so it'll be a good test for us this Grand Prix. First of all, we need to work out what activities we're going to be doing. Let's have a little look. So, do some weight training for Oscar, who has been struggling a little bit, admittedly. Can't really do that, can we? Yeah, just do a 4-day PR one. Yeah, that's what we'll have to do. ERS fault in the last episode. We had that weird thing where it just was stuck on overtake and we ran out of ERS. Luckily, they managed to fix it within about half a lap and that got us back on track. But we did get 200 resource points out of that, which is good. You might have seen a little message at the start that we have had our new ignition pipes through, and hopefully that means we are, energy store cells is what it was. I don't know why I thought it was ignition pipes. Maybe that's another upgrade that we've got going. Let's just have a look at what is available. I think the only one that is available is the energy store cells positioning, and that will improve our chassis a little bit. Should be in play for just after Monaco, ready for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So we'll get developing on that. We are expecting some R&D to come through. It is currently the 9th of May. By the 18th we should have our durability, aerodynamics and powertrain upgrades on the car. So it could be a positive weekend for us with lots of upgrades potentially coming through. By the way, at the moment I'm thinking about keeping the money in the bank, really. Although we are still a fair way away from our new contract. 63 days, that is a few races actually, so I will go ahead and do another facility upgrade. Let's go into... Let's keep going with the aerodynamics. Let's get that sorted out. We're going to build that and yeah, hopefully we should be in a good position. So let's continue on. And fingers crossed these upgrades will come through, and there you go.
They'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
That is our durability upgrade through, so let's get another durability upgrade on the pipeline. Let's go for that one. It's a fairly cheap one as things go. Okay. We get some weekly resources, and once again the aerodynamic upgrade is gone. Well, that is very annoying. But I think our power unit upgrade has gone through. Yes, there you go. So the status are through. That's a fairly big one. That's a small upgrade to our fuel efficiency. Not really something that I want to do at this stage. But I think we're going to have to, because we're going to have to restart this one, aren't we? So that will cost us 423, which means we can still afford the fuel efficiency. So we might as well go for it. There you go. We'll get that in there as well. And now plenty more upgrades on the car, but we have at the very least upgraded. It looks like Aston Martin have had a good upgrade as well, so we'll see how they are this weekend, but let's continue on.
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
So it looks like we have had an upgrade through from Mercedes as well, so we'll have a little look at that. That is great news. If we head to the powertrain, where is it? There you go, supplier upgrade. So we have got those two through, which is good. Very, very nice. Obviously we can't do any of those, but yeah, got to be happy with that. I'm not going to do the Pirelli hot lap this time. I'm not that bothered about it, I'll be honest. But I suppose 100 grand is on the line, but nah, gonna skip an advance. So let's go to the race weekend and see how we get on around Spain. We'll just double check what the R&D is looking like. So development upgrades, there you go. We've got 4 on the car, which is good. Not really any chance of rain coming through, but you can see, yeah, we have upgraded well, and Aston Martin have also upgraded. Mercedes have. Ferrari are well ahead of the curve. Red Bull are stagnating a little bit, so we should see a big battle between Mercedes and Red Bull this weekend, which is going to be nice. Haas are back ahead of Alpine and Alfa Romeo, and then it's sort of a little midfield gaggle from McLaren down to Aston Martin, and then Williams cut adrift a little bit. But let's see how we get on in qualifying, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can have a positive result once again. Okay, here we come then, onto a lap of this Barcelona circuit. Let's see how we get on around here. Pace in practice has been pretty good. Once again, I think we could be in the mix to get out of Q1 into Q2. But it's all going to be about timing our lap and getting the lap in. Not making any mistakes around here, that's the plan. Missed the apex slightly there, but good exit onto the corner. This is a huge corner for lap time. And of course, it's hold your foot down if you dare through that corner there into the new part of the track, which is a little bit more free flowing. And then of course into the twisty turny section at the end. Tyres screaming for dear life by this point of the lap, and that wasn't the best run through that chicane that we could have had. And now we come up to the line. It's going to be a 120.6, which is enough for third place at the moment. But definitely we're going to have to come back out again, you would imagine, towards the end of the session to try and improve on that. And there you go, a little spin there. So we definitely don't want to get onto that curb too much. Well, with 3.5 minutes to go in this session, for once we are absolutely being trounced by our teammate Oscar Piastri there. 0.6 of a second off him, and we are currently in 19th place, so going out as it stands, you would expect Vettel and Zhou Guanyu to improve a little bit. Pierre Gasly will probably improve as well, so we're going to have to find about a second here, and I'm not sure that's in the car, but we will try our very best and see how we get on. Okay, here we come round the final corner then. 0.7 of a second up. Let's see where this puts us. 18th. So we are out in Q1, but we keep our form of out-qualifying our teammate Oscar Piastri. But yeah, a little bit disappointing going out in Q1 there. Charles Leclerc, obviously very, very quick in Q1. But yeah, we are out of qualifying. We a tenth ahead or so of our teammate Piastri, but going out in Q1, Daniel Ricciardo in the McLaren, ourselves, Piastri, Alex Albon, Lance Stroll, and Nicholas Latifi. Let's see if we can make up for it in the race.
Welcome along then to what promises to be another fascinating Spanish Grand Prix. It's a race which saw Max Verstappen take victory on his first ever appearance with the Red Bull team in 2016, after that dramatic coming together of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. Will we see more moments for the scrapbook here today? It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down into Turn 1. This is a 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through the 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out Turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of Turn 9. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Perez, Bottas, Magnussen, Fernando Alonso, and Esteban Ocon, Mick Schumacher, Norris, Yuki Tsunoda, and Joe, Gasly, Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, and the captain, Oscar Piastri, Albon, Stroll, and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And a warm welcome to Natalie Pinkham, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's start with the new Alfa Romeo driver. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within the team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do. And that has definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Okay. Right, down on the track then. Oh, dear. I want to restart the session because I didn't even get a look at our strategy there.
Here we go. The formation
oh well.
is underway here in Spain.
I wonder, can we restart the session?
This track.
Yes. Whew. Right, so there you go. Medium hard is apparently the way to go. I think the softs are probably too much, although it is suggesting perhaps going soft medium. And that's actually going to be a lot quicker a way to do it, according to the strategists. Go on then, why don't we try something a little bit different? Here we go.
Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out.
So you can see Mick Schumacher and Lando Norris are also starting on the soft tyres.
Back to the starting grid to form up and get ready for lights out. Let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
I just feel like the tyres aren't going to last, but we'll give it a go. We'll see how we get on. Here we are lining up then alongside Daniel Ricciardo, who incidentally is actually my favourite driver in the sport currently. Nico Hülkenberg's my actual favourite driver, but I'm hoping Danny Rick can turn it round. Here we go. Lights out, away we go here in Spain, and it's a brilliant start off the grid for Daniel Ricciardo. And, well, he made a little bit of contact there with Sebastian Vettel, I believe. And there's a big gap for us to perhaps waltzed down into the first corner as Daniel Ricciardo came across quite violently there. But we're just sort of looking after ourselves here. We don't want to push too hard on this opening lap and pick up damage. Possible chance here, but no. Daniel Ricciardo closes the door. And I'd definitely love to get Danny Rick at the team at some point. He goes down the inside of Guan Yu Zhou. That is Danny Rick at his best. That was brilliant. And now Guan Yu Zhou having a little look. I think somebody's going to end up in the gravel trap if they're not careful. Side by side still and going into turn 9 now, and Ricciardo backs out of it, but we're being maybe a little bit too cautious here. So now we go down the inside. Knew that wasn't quite as tight as in previous years, and we make our first move of the Grand Prix, and now a chance round the outside of the Alfa Romeo. And we make it stick.
Let's try and move forward.
Brilliant. And Gasly comes into the pits. Not sure what's happened to him, but now that leaves us exposed. But hopefully on the soft tyres we can push hard, but 3 positions made up by the end of lap 1. And there goes Zhou Guanyu down the inside, but he goes a little bit too deep and we manage to fend him off for now. But the big problem we've got at the moment is tyre temps.
Our gap to the car in front is 2.1 seconds.
Look at those, and that is giving us so much understeer. It is unreal. So low degradation was probably the worry going into it. Oh, that's a bit of contact with Daniel Ricciardo there. Yeah, our big concern at the moment is the fact our front tyres are just cooked in terms of temperature, which is really affecting the handling.
Slap.
Well, we're going to come into the pits. These tyres have definitely not worked. We're going to come in, we're going to put the hard tyre on and try and go to the end of the Grand Prix and hope for safety cars or something to bring us back up the order, because the tyre temperatures are just too large.
The pit crew are out in the lane and ready to perform their magic on the car. They're going to be aiming to achieve the fastest pit stop time possible.
So here we come into the pit lane. Looks like a good stop, and we're away. 2.8 seconds. We will definitely settle for that.
Finish the race on this compound.
Now then, we are away. I've got to try and make these last to the end of the Grand Prix now. Could be quite a lonely race from this point on. Well, there goes Daniel Ricciardo. Managed to just drop back enough to get DRS, but just not quite close enough. He's on a soft set of tyres. I mean, we know that after a couple of laps those are going to overcook, but there we go, a little spin there just costs us, and we're now out of that battle. But yeah, hopefully we can get these tyres in the right window and we'll be
It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on.
we'll be all right.
Gap to the car ahead is
Okay, so here we are on lap 14 of this Grand Prix, and still not really a lot going on, to be honest. Daniel Ricciardo, we're waiting on him to pit. Pierre Gasly has retired from the race, but didn't bring a safety car about, unfortunately. So yeah, still plodding away, still putting in the lap times, and we're not doing too badly. You know, our pace is pretty good. I think we're now closing in on Daniel Ricciardo, which suggests his tyres are starting to fall off a little bit. So we'll see, but I'm not expecting much more out of this race at this point.
Ricardo is stopping now.
So Ricardo in the pits.
Okay,
There you go, we are past him.
2.3 seconds.
Now Alex Albon is the next car, but I'm fairly sure he was behind us when we came in before. I'm not 100% sure, but that sort of shows how much time we've lost in all of this. So there we go, Oscar Piastri
Oscar's
in
coming
the
in
pit
for a
lane.
stop now.
This is Latifi, and those are guys that we should be coming out ahead of. Let's see. So coming around the final corner now. Yep, they're leaving the pit lane, so we've come out behind them, and they're on fresher tyres, so it's kind of us out of that battle, but while they're on cold tyres we can attack. So possible chance on Nicholas Latifi here, going around the outside. There we go, take advantage of the cold tyres there. And now let's see if we can catch him past our teammate Oscar Piastri. Okay, so we got DRS on our teammate. That'll allow us to close in a little bit on this straight. Might have a chance here of getting back up into 18th place. Let's see. Okay, we're a lot closer this time, and you can see we are closing in on Piastri, but I don't think it'll quite be enough on this lap. But if we can make that gain again, next lap is going to be the time. Well, this is the closest we've been, the most energy we've had, and we go down the inside of Piastri and we are through. We've been building that move up for laps and finally managed to get close enough to make the move and pull off the pass. And now it's really important that we push on and try and catch Lance Stroll. 3.3 seconds is the gap. Well, 5 laps to go in this Grand Prix, and we are still very much in no man's land. We're just ahead of Oscar Piastri. We are closing in on Lance Stroll, but I'm not sure we're going to make it before the end of the Grand Prix. But we will try our best, and hopefully the tyres will hold on, and we might have one more battle in us this Grand Prix. Well, there goes Piastri on the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix. We push him a little bit wide, and we have got Charles Leclerc, or Carlos Sainz, I can't quite tell who it is. I think it's Leclerc, with blue flag conditions right behind us. So we're going to be lapped. So this is going to be the final corner of this Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc comes over the line and he wins here in Spain, and we come across the line a very disappointing 18th and a lap down.
Another Spanish Grand Prix is over, and what a special race it was. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out of the track was: speed. It sounds like an awfully reductive statement, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Charles Leclerc showed exactly how to manage yourself out on track today. He was almost flawless out there. Incredible stuff.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
There you have it then. Charles Leclerc wins the Spanish Grand Prix ahead of his teammate Carlos Sainz. George Russell finishes a brilliant third for Mercedes. Max Verstappen in fourth there, with Hamilton in fifth. Kevin Magnussen finishes a great sixth, with Ocon seventh, Alonso eighth, Bottas ninth, and Norris in 10th. Sergio Perez only manages to finish in 12th position today. You can see our lap time fairly competitive with a lot of the guys in front, and I think that was maybe the problem. You know, we were very sort of similar in pace to the guys around us today. But there you go. We are done. We managed to finish ahead of our teammate Oscar Piastri once again, and Nicholas Latifi and Daniel Ricciardo finishing behind us on track, but it just didn't work out for us this weekend for whatever reason. But we knew that was coming. We knew we'd overperformed in previous Grand Prix, and we were flattering to deceive a little bit, but we got the points on the board, and that's the main thing. Charles Leclerc absolutely dominating the Drivers' Championship at the moment. 43 points ahead of Max Verstappen and 66 ahead of his teammate Carlos Sainz. That's where we're going to leave it for today's episode. So if you have enjoyed that, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.